Okay. So, hey everyone, good morning and thank you for joining on a Saturday morning. I know it has been a long weekday, and after spending a long weekday with in office working and again joining on a weekend. So let's get started. So we'll start with the basic introduction. Aman will take the session on the how we can automate this Slack uh, with the help of Flow, and later on we'll jump to the like speaker for the event. So here is I'm Akshay. I'm a Slack leader for Ghaziabad and Noida. I'm a Salesforce business analyst, and I'm also a 5x certified. Along with that, I'm a Slack certified admin and consultant. And those who already know Aman, he's a tech genie, basically a tech lead from Accenture, top contributor at TopMate. Like the list will go on and on. And so basically, we'll move on to our today's agenda. We have done with the introduction. We'll have a session on Slack and Flow. We'll have a small Q&A, and after that we can have a quiz and swag distribution. So guys, you can also spread the word and follow us and tag us the Slack community. So you just to need to have a screenshot, share your learning of the today's session, and tag Aman, me, Jacob, Slack, and Nemo. And you can also hashtag Slack community slash Ghaziabad and slash Noida Slack also. So those who have not joined the Ghaziabad chapter yet, you can scan the QR code. I'll be on the screen for for good 10 seconds. You can scan the code and you can join the Ghaziabad chapter and know more about our upcoming events. So I'll just take over there. Like people scan the code.
Yeah, this is the very important part, people. So if you want to get skilled on this Slack part, do join this page, do join this channel. So you will never miss any update which is coming from Ghaziabad chapter.
Absolutely, absolutely. So yeah, that's it from my side. I'll uh, I I basically request Aman to take it over and please we can have
Oh,
the your session. Yeah,
yeah. Thank you so much for the great introduction. Let me know when you are able to see my screen. Are you
it's
able
up.
to see my screen? Is it visible?
Yes, it is up.
Great. Okay, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone, based on the time zone that you have joined. Most of them I can see have joined from India. So that's the power of Indians to be available to learn and get more skillful even on weekends. So thank you so much for joining, everyone. So today we are going to talk about a very interesting topic, which is like you learn how just not to go ahead and chat using Slack, but also automate your work, automate your business process with Slack. This is going to be very interesting because overall the theme is like an AI, but there is very hardly any AI involved in it. But at the same time, I will show you how you can automate things. And at the end, you will understand why an automation is needed, even if AI is in place, why automation still is an important aspect, whenever you're building any business applications or any business process. So with that said, what's the topic for today? The topic says from clicks to chats, automate Slack with a flow like a pro. Oh, wow, that's a rhyming, right? With a flow like a pro. So let's see how it goes. So who am I? I'm Aman Tiwari. I'm tech lead at Accenture by profession. What about tech stack? I'm a multi-cloud Salesforce consultant. I am a tech nerd who likes to explore many things related to AI, and that's the reason I have come up with. If you see, last few months back, I think 1 or 2 months back, we had a very special program which was Aim for Agent Force, and we almost made 300 plus trailblazers, agent blazers. So Aim for Agent Force was an initiative where Aim stands for Agent Blazers in Making for Agent Force. And I like a Slack a lot, though my company don't use Slack, but in my previous organization, which was a product-based company, I used to use the Slack a lot, and that's where I did a lot of implementations using Slack. About my credentials, because that's very important if you are in the Slack, in if you are in tech companies. I'm a 7x certified, and also I hold an experience of 7 years. So experience is equal to certifications. Just joking. 11 super batches and 2 stars trailblazer. So I have a double star ranger. I'm a double star ranger. Okay, what all things I do apart from this A for Agent Force initiatives? I am a Careblazer initiative founder. So Careblazer is a very uh, special initiative that I've started recently, where we are going to, where my aim is to help the people in needy. It can be a person who is fighting with deadly illness like cancer or tuberculosis, and also help people who are finding it hard to make a career in Salesforce or any other technology. So that's what I am going to build a team of cat blazers across the globe. That's the idea, and I'll see how it goes. So it's a beta phase as of now. CGL for SFMC Mumbai. Yes, so I do lead a community group for Salesforce Marketing Rooms Mumbai. Now, that's about my initiatives and everything about tech stuff. I also have recently created my own Chrome extension that is called Apex Coverage Inspector. Maybe I'll have a separate session on that. And the best thing is, it's not only me who did it, I did it with my mentee. Yes, I was a mentor for a person called Drew Arora, and we both built that particular Apex Coverage Inspector. It holds a rating of 4.9 with 300 plus users, and it's free for use. What do I do in my free time? I just revolve. My world revolves around Salesforce. So in my free time, I just think and see what are the new things coming up in Salesforce. Traveling is something that I like a lot. I have almost covered now 22 states, 6 or 7 states more that is pending. After that, I'll be traveling across the world. And I like to talk about Salesforce when I travel. So that's what I have given myself title Nomadic Trailblazer. So if you are around the places where I've been traveling to, don't forget to meet me and let's see how we can explore each other's tech stuffs or anything as such. Cool. So a quick introduction has been done. What I'm going to cover is about Flow and Slack, but let's see in detail through our agenda. So basically, this particular topic is going to cover everything from scratch to the advanced level. Okay, so if you're someone who has never ever used Slack, this session is for you. If you're someone who has just started exploring Slack, this session is for you. If you're someone who's very good with Salesforce and you want to see how you can leverage the power of Salesforce inside Slack, this session is for you. And if you're someone who is at intermediate level and now want to see the advanced level of Slack and Salesforce, this session is for you. Yeah. So as I said, you're going to be a zero to hero in Slack with Salesforce. Now let's see how. So we'll start with introduction and then we will see how the Slack has evolved over the years. Then we will see the real world use cases because you don't just want to learn from the theoretical point of view, you also want to see the practical implementation, right? Then we'll see how we are going to build it inside the Slack and Salesforce. Last but not least, will be opening up the floor for you to ask the questions. With that said, what is Slack? So Slack is an AI powered work operating system. Now, I hope you all know what is an operating system. As of now, if you see the screen, this screen is running an operating system called Mac. Okay. Then there is a Windows operating system, there is Linux, something like that. At the same time, Slack is also called as why it is called as an AI powered work operating system because it has people think that it's just a communication tool, just like let's say like mm, WeChat or WhatsApp or any other channel, just a communication channel or Microsoft Teams, right? So many people compare Slack with Microsoft Teams. That's a very good comparison. So why you use Teams? Okay, I know that you don't want to hear about the Teams today on weekends, but just a comparison. Why use Teams? To check the updates with your team, with your peers to join the meeting, right? Or do you use anything apart from that? No. Maybe yes, as the end user, but very little, right? Slack is somewhat similar to that. With Slack, you can communicate. You can go ahead and do the automations. Like through Slack, you can go ahead and assign some work. You can go ahead and create a Jira ticket. You can go ahead and, let's say you want to approve hundreds of records, that you can do. You can go ahead and, you know, let's say you want, someone has assigned you some work, you just be inside your Slack channel, you want to see the work that has been allocated. You went on a holiday and now you're returning back. That means you were on personal time off and now you're returning back and you want to see what happened in that particular time frame. That all communication you want to summarize and see, that you can do inside Slack. So that's why I don't call Slack just a communication channel, rather I call it as digital headquarter. Okay. So before joining Accenture, I was in a product based company called Twilio, and Twilio is world's first remote based company. Okay, so we never used to meet across the year, we just met one time. So how we used to operate, we used to operate through Slack. Everything was on Slack. So it was the kind of headquarter for us. Okay, now, so Slack, why this name Slack? Why did Salesforce didn't give any other name? Because Salesforce is very well known for, changing the names. Why didn't change the name? Because each alphabet that you're seeing here carries a meaning, carries a full form. So Slack stands for searchable log of all conversation and knowledge. That's what Slack means. Okay. Now, before I talk about the skeleton view, when was so Slack was there long back. Okay, it's not like Slack is a product of Salesforce, which was built by Salesforce. Salesforce acquired Slack on 21st June or July. I don't remember. I think June 21st June 2021. Keep this thing in mind. Okay, and any idea on how much amount did Salesforce paid to acquire Slack? Slack is one of the most or one of the highest paid acquisition by Salesforce. I want to see the answer that is coming in the chat. Like how much amount did Salesforce paid to acquire Slack? Okay. Now, what is skeleton view? So skeleton view is like this particular. If you see me, I am a human being, right? So human being is been is built on what? What is the basic things? Skeletons, right? The bones. If the bones are not there, the body will not work, right? In the same way, there is something inside the Slack which makes Slack a better tool to be used, right? So that's what I call it a skeleton view. Now, if you want to see the skeleton view, let's go here. So this at the left side is called as workspaces. Now, many people get confused between the workspaces. Let me bring it something that you see in your daily life. You all see WhatsApp, you all use WhatsApp, right? Now, if you use WhatsApp, you will see there is something called as community, right? So what is community? Community is the place where like-minded people come together. That's one definition. The other definition is like all your WhatsApp group is clubbed together and put and placed under one umbrella of community, right? In the same way, workspace is there inside this Slack. Now each workspace consists of channel, direct messages, and apps, which is nothing but application. Okay. Now what is direct message? So direct message means, let's suppose I am there inside this particular workspace called as Automate Sphere, right? Now, apart from me, there are hundred of people there inside it. Now, I want to communicate with, let's say, Akshay. Okay. And I don't want to communicate with him in front of everyone. I want to have one-on-one conversation. So for that, I will use direct message. So for suppose this is my particular space, this is my particular place where I can go ahead and put some important documents or something like that. And then I want to communicate with Akshay. So let's suppose this is Akshay. So I'll just click on him, his profile, and then I can just type and have a one-on-one communication. So if you want to have one-on-one communication, you will use direct message. Okay. Then I was talking about your channels. So what are channels? So channels are nothing but the groups. So in WhatsApp, you see something called as groups, right? In the same way, in Slack, we have something called as channels. Okay, so this is Salesforce command. This is okay. Sorry, leave that. So these are the multiple channels: all automate sphere, automation, social leads, 00001180. These are the channels. Now there is two types of channels. One is called public channel and one is called as private channel. Okay. How will you understand the difference between public and private channel? So if you see this hashtag, so hashtag stands for public channel. That means if anyone wants to join, they can directly join. Okay. But if there is a private channel, let me check. Do I have a private channel? Yeah. So this is like a private channel. Okay. Core team. That means if someone wants to join this channel, okay, they have to send, they will click on join the channel and then the request will be sent to the admin. And then if the admin approves, then that person can join this particular channel. Similar to the WhatsApp group, which is public and private. Okay. Now we got to know about workspace, you got to know about channel, you got to know about direct message. Now, what is apps? Now, as I said, Slack is not just for communication. You want to do a lot of other stuffs, like you want to create a Jira ticket, you want to see the dashboard of all the you know different parameters which is making your business good, that you want to see within your Slack channel itself. So what you'll have to do, you'll have to integrate, right? So to integrate, what you need applications, right? If you are in Salesforce, you have might have heard the term called as connected app. Okay. Similarly, here you can go ahead and you can click on plus add apps. And here it will show you all the applications which Salesforce, Slack supports. Like as of now, Slack supports Google Drive, Zoom, Jira Cloud. Okay. You can also integrate. I'll show you your CRM analytics part as well, like Tableau. Okay. Trello, Dropbox, this all applications are available. Okay. So now we understood the skeleton view, the workspace, which is nothing but a particular place where all the channels will sitting inside. Then what is channel? Channels are nothing but where a group of people will come together and talk within the channel with respect to that particular channel which has been created, right? Then one-to-one messaging, if I want to do, then I'll go ahead and use direct message. And the last one, if I want to do some integration with third-party tools, then I will use the power of apps. Okay. So before I proceed ahead, let me check, is there anything in the chat? Okay, I see 8 things. Wow, everyone is so perfect with the number. 12 workspaces. Yeah, this is like, yeah, I use a lot of workspaces until unless they are free, because 60 days or 90 days they're free. After that, it gets into the paid version. Yeah. So that is about the workspaces, channels, direct messaging, and apps. What's next? Now, this step is called a step set. That means now you want to see the real-time use cases, right? You understood, this is very easy to understand Slack, right? But you will understand the power of using Slack until unless you see some real world use cases, right? So to see the real world use cases, you have to remember these 4 steps properly. The first step is enable Slack settings in Salesforce, because our use case is to show the power of Slack using Salesforce. And inside Salesforce, I'm big promoter of low code, no code. Okay. So that's the reason I'm using Flow. It's not necessary that you will always use Flow. If you're comfortable with programming, coding, you like coding, then you can go ahead and use Apex classes or LWC components. I'm very much good with, I feel comfortable with Flow. It's not like I don't like other things, but I like the coding as well. But Flow is something that I feel like it's easy for everyone. Okay. So enable Slack settings inside Salesforce, assign necessary permissions to the users, install Slack app in your system, start taking decision on the fingertips. Now, these are the 4 steps that you have to keep in mind. And with this, we will proceed with the first use case. Now, this use case is going to be very easy. So I'll keep this use case aside. First, we'll start with some very good use case. Okay. So I want to know, okay, if you have ever seen this, what you have to do is you have to just come here and put on this emoji. Okay. Thumbs up, if you are aware of the concept which I'm going to talk about. So this concept or this use case is called a swarm on Salesforce cases in Slack. Now, I want to know how many of you were in TDX Bangalore. I don't know whether you get an option to raise hand. If not, then you can give me a thumbs up. How many of you were in TDX Bangalore or any of the TDX events you have attended? Okay, I see Vakar. Anyone else? Okay. Uh, I just see one person who has said that he was in TDX Bangalore. No problem. It took me 4 years to be in TDX, so never the late. Okay. So, okay, let's leave that use case aside. How many of you have raised case in Salesforce? Now that this is going to be interesting. How many of you have raised case in Salesforce? Maybe thumbs up or raising the hand. Okay, I see a lot of people giving me a thumbs up. Great. So that means many of you have raised a case in Salesforce. Now you know what? Whenever you raise a case in Salesforce, what happens? A user, I mean, a technical support engineer gets assigned to you, right? Now you know what? The technical support engineer will analyze your request, and if he or she is not able to resolve it, what they do, they will talk about this particular case, the description into the Slack channel. And if this is something which cannot be handled by support team, and this is very crucial issue, then it goes to the product team. Okay, the product team is someone who are called as SMTS, senior member of technical staff. They go ahead and find out what is the root cause and whether it's a new thing that they have found out or something that was already there but might not be made public. Okay. Now what they do, they start working on that. So as soon as such huge issue comes up, a Slack channel separately gets created between the support engineers manager, that support engineer was looking into the case, and the product team. Okay, some of the delegates from the product team. So all four people come and then they work on that particular issue to get it resolved. For you, it will be a case. For them, it might be some big issue. Okay, so we are going to look at the same use case, and this, like, it's a 10% of what I build in TDX Bangalore. Okay, so this was one of the use case that I built for a hackathon. Okay, so what we are going to do is I'll make a simple version of what I actually did. Okay, so here, what will happen is whenever an issue is created or a case is created, okay, a Slack communication channel will get created. The user who becomes the owner of that case will get added to that particular Slack channel. Okay. And he will get all the details inside the Slack channel. So what I'm trying to show you is this. So for example, there is a high priority case that has been raised. Okay. Yeah. Now what will happen is a special channel will get created for that. Okay. And then the user who has been assigned as the case owner, because it is randomly going to assign. Okay. I'm not going to use any omni-channel routing or something. I'm just telling you in the very basic term. Okay. A case owner will get assigned to that case, and that particular user will not need to go inside Salesforce to see what are the cases that has been assigned to him or her. He will get all the case detail like, hey, we have a new case. Origin is this, I think. Yeah, origin is email. Subject, if the user has entered subject or description, it will be available like this. Yeah. Origin is phone. Subject is congratulations for Slack integration between Slack and Salesforce description. And then if he or she clicks on this particular view Salesforce record, then it will go ahead and show it. Now, I have not logged in. That's why it is not showing me. Okay. If I log in, then it will show me the details. So we will see how it will actually work. Okay. So let me go back. Yeah. So how many of you got the use case? Like you understood the use case very well? Thumbs up. Okay. Amit says yes. What about others? Actually, I want the session to be interactive. I just don't want me to keep talking. Okay. I see 3 people saying yes. Okay. Great. So if you understood the use case, it's time to follow step, set, go steps. Okay. So the first step is enable Slack settings in Salesforce. Now what I'll do is I'll log into my Salesforce org. Let me go ahead and do it from here itself. Now, this is the special, or I mean, after Agent Force and Data Cloud was made publicly available, so I have designed a special org for that. You can use even a normal org, that is not an issue. Okay. Now, first thing that you will do is you will go to Setup, and here you will search for Slack. Okay. Then you will find this option called as Slack App Setup. Click on that. Cool. Okay. Now you will start doing it. So first thing is agree the terms and conditions, accept it. When you're doing for the business, please read the terms and conditions properly and then implement it. Next thing is enable Slack apps. So that was the step mentioned, right? So enable Slack app for Sales Cloud. If you want to do it for Service Cloud, then you can go ahead and you can click on this. Go to Service Cloud for Slack setup. Click on this. And then here you will enable it for Service Cloud. Now case swarming case is a part of Service Cloud. Okay, so we will enable it for Service Cloud. And just a minute, let me just a minute, let me set up the camera properly. Okay, so now you have enabled it for Service Cloud. Okay, now what's next? Go back here, then assign Slack app and user permissions. That's what I said, assign necessary permissions, right? So click on view Slack permissions. So if you want to read the document, you can view this, or you can directly click on go to permissions. Okay, so you just go to the permissions, and here inside the permission set, you will find a special permission called as Slack for Sales Cloud for Slack and Service Cloud. Okay, let me refresh this. Okay, Sales Cloud for Slack, it's coming up. So first we'll assign Sales Cloud for Slack because the first use case for the lead one, which I showed, that will be for Sales Cloud, and the case swarming will be used for the Service Cloud. Okay, click on Manage Assignments, Add Assignment, and then I'll assign it to myself. Next, and assign. Now I'll just open my user in my new tab. Here, done. So now this permission has been assigned. Let me check whether I can find an option to assign Service Cloud for Slack. Slack, Slack service user. And okay, anyways, I will assign this permission, but actually there is a special permission called as Slack, say Service Cloud for Slack. Okay, maybe they might have changed the name. I'm not aware of it. Slack service user. Okay. Now, once this is done, go back to this step and just click on. So if you want, as I said, right, you can use it for your Tableau as well, CRM analytics, right? We can use that as well. So I'm not going to use that. So I'll just see I'm finished with this step. Okay, next, verify data sharing options. Now, I don't know how many of you have did integration of Teams with Salesforce, but if you want to do the integration of Slack with Salesforce, you have to decide what you want to show to the user. Like let's suppose if you go to my Slack app, you will see that I have shown this all details, right? If you want to show only the name of that particular object and just basic details, then you can select show object type only. Okay, if you select show record and name object type, then it will show the name, okay, like swarm request from this particular person and the record with a hyperlink. Okay, then this buttons also comes up. So that you will see how these buttons and everything gets created. Okay, now if you see show buttons only, then it will show just two buttons. If you select show object type, record name and buttons, then it will go inside and it will show you the object type as an account, record name will be this, and then if you have created any buttons, then that buttons will come. So I'll select this and I'll click on I'm done selecting the object permissions. Okay. Now, if it doesn't give you any object permission, whatever permissions you have assigned on your user level, like through profile and permission set, or maybe record sharing using role hierarchy or something, that permissions will get enforced. Okay. This is just like how the view will be appearing to the users. Okay. Now, the sixth step is install Slack app. Okay. So what you'll say, install Salesforce for Slack. Don't select Sales Cloud or Service Cloud. Okay. For this particular one, we'll select go to Salesforce for Slack listing. Okay, I'll click on confirm. Great. So if you are already logged in, okay. For me, I have already logged in. Okay. What will happen is here you will get an option called install. So for my user, I have already logged in. I have already installed. So that's the reason it is coming me as restricted or learn more. Okay. So if you have not logged in or using it for the first time, for you, it will appear something like this. Okay, so for me, all the configurations I have done, I would like to show you the configuration also. Is there any way I can show you? I think I cannot show you that because I've already installed it. Okay, just that you have to click on this install option. Okay, once you click on that install option, the Slack desktop version will get open, something like this. Okay, and then even a workspace, if you want to create, you can create a workspace as well. For me, the workspace is already there. I'll show you how you can do that as well. You can just click on this here. That option is not there because I'm using the free version, but the workspace, I think, yeah. Wait, I should get an option to create a workspace.
Just
Okay, yeah, yeah, sure.
yeah. I guess this like plus button just like okay. So I guess like on the like Chaitanya chat GPT in the workspace, please click yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, that's what. Thank you. So you click on add a workspace, and then if you have already logged in, you can click on sign in other workspace, or if you want to create a new workspace, you can create it. Okay. So for my use case, I will go ahead and I will go here. Let me just a minute. Just copy this and I will open it here. So what I want to do is just want to open that workspace inside this. The reason is quite simple. I'll tell you why. I think it will open there. Just don't want to open there. Let me retry that. Click on launch workspace. Let me use it here. Hmm. Okay. Now there is a reason why I have opened the workspace here. The reason is because you see something after client, there is something called T08 something, and then there is C08 something. So anything starting with T gives the ID of your workspace. Okay. This ID you will not be able to find if you're inside your app. So they suggest to open it inside the browser only. And this C08, which starts with C, is nothing but the channel ID. So if I change the channel, okay, let's see if I click on social, the channel ID will change. Okay, this is how it works. Now, if everything is configured properly, here you will find Salesforce for Slack. Okay, so if you go back to the steps, install Slack app in your system, that is done. And now we are going to do the automation. Any doubt till here? Okay, there is no doubt. Great. So if there is no doubt, that means I am giving the session in a proper way for you to easily understand. Okay, so this 6 steps done. That means your Slack is ready to be used by Salesforce. Okay. Now, seventh and eighth step is an optional. Complete Slack app setup and control field level access in Slack. So this is optional. Okay. So we will leave this. Now we will start doing our automation. So for automation, we will use Flow. And here I will click on New Flow. Okay, come on. Now it will be a record triggered flow. Okay. Why? Because the what was the example that whenever the case record is getting created, should go ahead and create a Slack channel, assign the user, put the user inside that channel, and then the details about the case should be visible on that channel. Okay. So object will select as case, and then a record is created with the conditions as none. Now this will run in asynchronous mode. Okay. So we will select add asynchronous path, and then I will tell the answer later, but I'm expecting an answer from you why it is running in asynchronous mode. Okay. Then here we will say, whenever the record is getting created, go ahead and create a Slack channel. Okay. So to create a, so what you will do, you will just click on add element. You can click on action, and then you can type here Slack. Okay. So you will find all the actions which is as of now supported by Slack, Salesforce for Slack. Okay. So you can click and select create Slack channel. Okay, so we'll just mention here the same create Slack channel. Now, what is the Slack app? So if your integration is proper, that Slack app will come properly here. If it is not correct, okay, then it will show you resource. Okay, for me, actually, I'll show you here where this problem is coming for me. So if I go to my user, the email ID that I've used is this one. Okay, and I cannot use this particular email ID to run the Slack channel. Okay, so that's why I will not be able to show the example with this org, but I have another org which I have configured. So just give me a minute. I'll stop sharing for a minute. I have already configured one another org where I can show you everything in detail. So let me go ahead.
So meanwhile, guys, if you have any question, like please feel free to unmute yourself and ask. I guess this is the right time to ask the question if you have any.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Do some setup. Yeah, screen is little line. Okay. The system got hanged. I'm sorry. Just a minute. Okay. Let me share it again. Go ahead and check the permission set. Okay. My screen is visible, right, Akshay?
Yes, it is a.
Okay, cool. So I'll go ahead and select flow, this time with a different org. Okay, so I click on new flow. I'll click on record triggered flow. This is the object. Add a synchronous path, actions and related records. Okay, then I'll click on here and you can directly select type here Slack. So it will give an option called create Slack channel. Now here, since the integration was not done properly because the email ID which I'm using here is different from what has been configured in my org. Okay, in my Slack channel, sorry, not org, Slack channel. So that's the reason here when I go to Flow Builder, here the Slack app is not coming up. But here, since the integration is properly, the steps are same. There is nothing like I've done something different. It's just that the email IDs are different. So that's why this particular application, Slack application is not able to show that Salesforce org. Okay, that's it's very simple. So I'll just select this, I'll paste it here. And here Slack app will be Salesforce for Slack. Done. Slack workspace, automate sphere. Okay, so we have a workspace here. Hmm, I think, yeah, here, okay. Automate sphere. So this workspace is there. Now execute action as Slack app or user who runs the flow in user context. Now, if you want to see this option, if you're using it as a Salesforce admin, this will be like these two options will be visible, but you will never run the flow in a Slack app context, right? You will always run the flow in user context. So what you'll have to do is you will go to the user and you can give run flow a flow user permission or through the user on the user level, or you can create a permission set and there you can give the permission called as run flow in user context. Okay. So you can either ways do it. For now, I'll select execute action as Slack app. But if you're using working the real-time project, use select user who runs the flow in user channel, user context. Okay. So what it will do, even if they have access, it will go ahead and check. And if they have access only, then it will go ahead and take the action on their behalf. Okay. So I'll select Slack app, Slack channel name. Now it is asking me the name of the Slack channel. Okay. So what I will do is just a minute. Think I can give the name. What shall I give the name? Okay, I'll give a proper name. I'll click on new resource. Type will be variable and I'll just say formula. I'll give it channel name. I'll just say watch out the new case. And here I will pass record dot case number. Okay. Data type will be text. Check syntax. Okay. Hmm, just a minute. What missing? Okay, cool. If this is giving an error, what I'll do is I'll directly pass the case number. Don't know why that error is coming. So whenever a case gets created, the channel will get created with this case number. Okay,
So,
try
uh, uh,
one more time.
yeah, Aman, basically, Vakar has written a comment.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I tried that, Vakar. Thanks for the confirmation. I tried that. Okay, try out like this. To take. Okay. Then the channel type will be public or private, whatever you want. I will select public. Okay. Leave everything as it is. Cool. Now this will go ahead and create a Slack channel. So what all we want? We want to create a Slack channel. We want to assign user to that channel, right? So for that, I will use assignment element. Okay. And I'll say assign user to Slack channel. Okay. So for that, and I'll show you before I show this, how you assign it, I'll show you how you can do that here. So for that, you will have an action inside the Slack called as, let me close this. Let me move it here. Call us invite users to Slack channel. Okay. If you select this, here you will say Slack user ID collection resource. So even if I try to pass, so you will say that every time one user is getting created, so why we need a collection? So this particular action has been bulkified. Okay. So what you'll have to do is you have to create a collection resource. You'll have to add, even if there is a one user, you'll have to add that one user and then you have to pass it as a collection to this particular action. Okay. So that's the reason I will first create a variable of type collection and then I'll add the user ID inside this and then I'll pass it inside this particular action. So I'll click on new resource and I will just state a variable. You will say user IDs. Okay. Data type will be text, available for input, make it available for output as well, allow multiple values, done, and then add, and here you will add case dot owner, okay, dot ID. Okay. Once this is done, you will say that invite users to Slack channel. Now Slack app will be Salesforce for Slack. Slack workspace will be Automate Sphere. Execute action as Slack app. Slack channel ID. Now this is very important. Okay. So what will be the Slack channel ID? The one which is getting created from here. So I will say output from create Slack channel dot Slack channel ID. Okay. Then what will be a Slack workspace ID? So if your workspace is connected properly, it will directly show it. If you hard code it, then I will show you in the next example. Automate Sphere, Slack user ID collection resource. So which is going to store user IDs, right? So here you will select user IDs. Done. Now the third point, you have to show the message as well. So we'll just scroll it up and we'll select Slack. Okay. And here you will select send Slack message. When I started 1 year back, there were only 7 actions that were possible. But now if you see, there are multiple actions that you can do. Okay. Send Slack message. Okay. We will say that welcome message with case details. Okay. Now Slack app, again, you'll have select Slack for Salesforce, Salesforce for Slack. Workspace will be Automate Sphere. Slack conversation ID. Okay. So conversation means what? Where? Where is this conversation going to happen? So what you will enter? The channel ID. Okay. So you will select again. Uh, wait. Yeah. Sorry, not this one. Output from create channel, then channel ID. Now Slack message. Now this message that you are seeing here, okay, this looks very good, right? This cannot be done directly passing as a value here. So what I'll do, I'll click on new resource, and this time create a resource as of type text template. Okay, so we'll give the same name here. I'll select Slack message, new resource. Resource will be of type text template. I'll say welcome message with case details. Okay, now the body, please select as view as plain text. And now I'll show you something interesting. Now here, how we want the body. We want the body to be something like this, right? Let me copy this. We'll paste it here. So we have a new case, and then there should be waving message like hi, like waving emoji, right? And then here the case description, and then to see the case, there should be a link available, right? Now for that, Slack gives you an option through their, so Slack has its, where is it? Yeah, I think here I have kept it. Yeah. Slack has its own repository. Okay, so if you go for this particular website called as Slack Developers First from Salesforce, okay, we will find all the documentation. Now, what I'm trying to show, why I'm trying to show you this. So basically, we want to have some good UI inside the Slack. Okay, so if you want to build some message, some models, or some interesting UI, okay, or some good looking UI, then you make use of surfaces, and that surfaces can be built using a feature called as block kit. Okay, so the block kit elements helps you to form the layouts for these surfaces, which can be used as a text, buttons, links, emojis, all that. Okay, so if I click on this block kit, okay, this is an option where it will tell you each and everything about block kit. But I want to see how can I use it. So I'll click on take a pic in the block kit builder. Okay, now this will get loaded. It's let it get loaded. Okay. Now let's suppose I want to have. Let me delete this. Yeah. So this is all the different UI that you can build. Okay, like you can build a plain text, markdown text fields. So if you click on text fields, so this is how a text field will come up. If you want to have a, let's say, button, okay, so let me go down, let me search. Yeah, we have button. Okay, so see, click me, that button is coming up, right? Let me delete this. So this button is coming up, and if you see, this is the code format of it. Okay, this is in a JSON format. I'll show you in a very simple way how to use this. Okay, like let's suppose I want to have that emoji. So let me search for emoji. Okay, if it is not here, then there will be a different one. Yeah, emoji. So these are the different emojis, right? If you click on edit, and if you want to have your, let me delete this one first. Yeah, this is the emoji type, right? Now if I click on this, and if I remove this emojis, and if I add my emoji, let's say this one, raised hand. Okay, so this emoji here is the raised hands that is coming up, right? Now you are someone like who is not very much familiar with this, how to use it. Okay, so what you can do is, if you want to use emojis, so they have, you will go back to this particular option, scroll down, keep scrolling down, and here they have their GitHub repository as well. So you click on github.com and emoji data. So here you will find all the different emojis that are available. Okay, inside this, just click on projects.imcal, and here you will get all the emoji catalog. So if you see
So,
here, all the emoji catalogs are coming there. We'll
so
take the
Aman,
questions at the end. Okay, let me complete this. I'll take the questions. Okay, so let this get loaded. Now we want to have the waving sign, right? So you'll select, please be on mute. So waving hand sign. Actually, it says someone have unmuted. Yeah,
So
thank you.
basically, it's me basically. So like
Yeah,
that would
we'll
be
take your questions. We'll take your question.
it would be great if you can copy paste the link over the chat also.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll do that. All the resources I'll share at the end. Okay. So we'll copy this. Okay. You don't have to write anything as a code. Okay. You'll just copy this. So if you see here at the top, okay, short name, official name, code point, and image path. So if you want to use in the code format, you'll select code point. If you want to use as an image, you'll select image path. Okay. If you want to just use inside your flow as an emoji, then you'll select short name. So I was selecting this one, wave. Okay. So this one you will copy it. Please copy it properly. Okay. Then we will go here and then we will have a new case. We'll put this emoji colon wave colon. Okay. Now origin. So origin will be, you'll have to tell the origin, right? Here I've selected hard coded value as phone. I don't want that. Whatever origin has been selected by user, that I want to put. I'll select record dot case origin. Okay. Then subject, we'll remove this. We'll select record dot subject. And then description, we'll select and say record dot description. Okay. Now you want to show the link also, right? So to show the link, again, you will come here and here they will show you everything in detail. So this is how they show it, right? So you don't need to do anything. It's no hard. So if I go ahead and pick up any case, like this is the case. Okay. You will copy this URL. See, this is I'm doing hard coding, okay, but you never do that. So inside your flow, if you want to, so when you deploy a flow from one sandbox to another sandbox, this URL gets changed, okay. If you want to have the dynamic URL, there is something called as enterprise ID. Sorry, enterprise URL. Okay, there is a what you call? I just forgot the name. Variable. Okay, so that you can use enterprise one. Okay, so just for the demo purpose, I'm using it. And here, if you select, if I show you, there is called as API, and then inside that, this all are there. Okay. I was talking about dynamic URL if you want to pass. So inside the API, you can select that enterprise server. There is a whole lot document about it. Maybe someday, if Akshay give me another chance, then I'll show you about that in detail. Okay. For now, we'll select this and please keep it like this. Okay. And then I want to give a UI something like this. View Salesforce record. So I'll just copy this. Okay, after this, I will put a line and I'll put view Salesforce record. Now here, this case ID is hard coded. So I want the case ID of this particular case is getting created. So I will just select, remove that and I'll say record dot ID. Okay, so this case ID has gone here. Now if everything is perfect, click on done. Okay, this is done. Click on save from cases from Salesforce to Slack. Okay, save it. Now let's activate this. I know we have to debug and test, but keeping the time in mind, I've just activated it. Okay, now let's go ahead and test. So I'll click on case. I'll click on new case. Select the contact in Tiwari found. This is not mandatory. I have created some validation. That's why I'm putting it. It's not mandatory for you. Set as new case origin phone subject. Hope everything works properly. Description will keep the same description as well. Okay, click on save. Okay, the case got created. These are the details. Let's see inside our channel. Okay, okay, I have to multiply the channel is here. Mm, I didn't got any message, so that means it's not working. Something I missed. Let me try to check what I missed. So this is how it happens when you are working in the real-time environment. So let me check. Click on run asynchronously. Anyways, I think we are up to the time. I'll try one time. If that doesn't work, then I have a backup ready. Okay, it says I felt there will be a problem on this. Okay, let me try one more time. Save the version, save, activate. Okay, let me try to do that again. And let me clone this. Save this. Is it done? No. Oh, yeah, here it is. Oh, we got it. Great. Ah, see, we have a new case. Hello, origin phone, subject how everything works. And this is not proper. So actually, it should not come like this. I have made any syntactical mistake, but if you click on this and if you have the access, then it will go ahead directly and it will open the case. So I think somewhere it has opened it up. Okay, it's loading. Somewhere it is giving. Yeah, so it's coming up. My system is little slow suddenly. Okay, so it has opened the case. Yeah, so the same case that has got opened. Okay, so then you can take an action on this case. If you see that user got assigned to this particular channel, okay, the channel got created 0001182. The channel got created, the user got assigned, and that message was also passed on to that user. Okay, so this is how you basically do it. And now for the second use case, I think we don't have that much time. It's a very simple one. I will go ahead. Actually, I'm sorry, I'm taking some time. Let
It's
me
okay, Aman.
see
It's
the
okay. Like I guess the people are really enjoying the use case.
okay. So this is a simple one. Okay. So what I have done is I have again mentioned that when the code is getting created, inbound message, and then here I'm passing the conversation ID. So I told you, right? If you have a already you have created the channel, already you have created the workspace. You don't want to create another channel, then you can just pass the conversation ID the way I have told. So conversation ID, the channel ID will start with C, the workspace ID will start with P. Okay, just pass it and then the Slack message that I passed here. So if I show you the Slack message, okay, viewers, it's text. So there's a simple one that I'm showing up. Okay. So with that said, we'll move to the next part. Okay, my system is on weekend vibes, so it's a little slow. I apologize for that. So what's next? Come on. Yeah. So yeah, it's now open for your Q&A. So if you have any questions, please ask. Yeah. Before you ask, I would like to say, give you a thought of words. Automation is in the future. People are feeling like I have seen, I have built so many use cases related to the agent force, and I feel that people are just running behind the agent force. uh, you have to understand when to use agent force agents and when to use automations. Nowadays, people say like, "Hey, go ahead and create a flow. Go ahead and give me all the cases." You really need that? You can just run the automation and you can click on a button and you can see all the